Everyone, welcome to this Java beginner course by Life Changes Academy. In this previous session, we learn about what is Java and how to install that one and how to set up ID and much more, right? So, in this today's session is completely depends on variables and data types in Java. Okay, now without any delay, let's get into this session. Okay, now we are going to see what is a variable. So, a variable is a named container. That means it's a labeled container that holds data in a memory. That means that holds the information in a memory. Okay, so its value can change while the program runs. That means the value can be changed. Value means this is the value. Okay, the 22 will be the value. The value can be changes. From that we know that variable value is not fixed. It will be changing when the program runs. Okay, so we will know that it's a data type, and this one is a variable name, and this one is a value. Okay, the value 22 will be assigned to the age. Okay, this is the main concept in this one. Okay, so think of variable as a container, like a box. Okay, it's we are storing a water in a water bottle, right? That means that also we store data inside the variables. Okay, this is how variable will be stored. So next we are going to see why variables are needed. So now you might be wondering why so we need variables at all. Imagine you're creating a calculator app without any variables. Okay, I'm sure that when user enter the numbers, the program would not able to remind that numbers. Okay, because you didn't use any variable, right? Then how the program reminds the numbers entered by the user? It doesn't remember. So that's how we have variables help program to store the information, to store the values, to perform the calculation, also to generate a meaningful output. Okay, so without any variables, apps like banking system, social media apps, and gaming applications would not be function properly. Okay, so this is what variables are needed. Okay, so next we are going to see how the primitive data types in Java. Okay, now we are going to see the primitive data types in Java. So these are the primitive major types of data in Java. Okay, first one is the int. This is the integer. It's a whole numbers. Okay, that's a 22. When you're declaring our age, we will be using integer. Okay, we are not supposed to use double or float. Okay, so double will be using only we have the larger value. Double is the high precision value. See the size of the byte, 8 bytes. Okay, so it's a when you are entering a salary, you will be using double. That's not issue. So when you are using float value, we will be providing a f at the suffix of the value. At the end of the value, we will be putting a f. Okay, so that denotes it's a float value. It contains the 4 bytes. Also, it's a character. Character is a single character. Always the character enclosed with a single code. It's a boolean. It's a true or false value. It's a logic. Okay, true or false is the student get pass mark or fail mark. So that's kind of logical questions we use the boolean variable. Okay, now we are going to deeply understand int and floating point types. Okay, we already say int is a whole numbers. Int doesn't allow any decimal values. When you are using a int age is equal to 20.5 means that time also you will get a error. That kind of error is a compile time error. Okay, so when you are using a decimal number inside the integer means the compile time error will be shown. It won't accept, but in the double and the float it accepts only the decimal values. Okay, so I already said that double offers high precision value because it has a large memory size. Okay, 8 bytes. So float uses less memory. Okay, always suffix float with f. Okay, always uses f to the float. And then you are seeing character and boolean. So character is a single character that stores only one character, single quotes. Boolean is a true or false. I already said that is pass or fail, true or false, active, inactive, true or false. So in the logical state you are using a boolean value, right? Okay, now we are going to see that how to declare a variable. This is the most important as well as a quite interesting topic. Okay, how you declaring a variables. See, First, we have to put the data type. Okay. Previously, we are seeing the plenty data types. No. So that type of data you have to put in this first. Okay. So data type, you are using a int data type, or you are using a double data type, or you are using char data type. That's your wish. So then variable name also your wish. You have to name your variable. Like, but it contains some restrictions. Okay, the variable name should be very meaningful. You can't give some other names as your wish. Okay, you have some restrictions. You have to follow the restriction and keep a name as your wish. Okay, so variable name. So I will name age, salary, grade. These are meaningful names. We know what is age, what is salary, what is grade, right? And then we have to provide a value for that. Value is 22 and then 2500 and one. We will be assigning our values. Okay, this is the major way to declaring a variables. You should not declaring a variable other than this one. Okay, you have to follow the syntax. Data type variable name is equals value. Okay, the semicolon also very necessary while writing a Java program. Okay, or else it will be giving an error. Next, we are going to see that variable naming rules. I already said that variable have some restriction rules, right? So that on all we will be seeing here. Okay, so you see the valid names, student name, it will be camel case is a allowed, and then total marks also a camel case, it also allowed, and also it is a descriptive and clear. We will know what is a total mark, right? It's a meaningful sentence, right? So the age is a short and meaningful. This also is a valid name. So we see the invalid names. One name, we cannot use the digits in front of declaring a variable name. Okay, and then class, you guys all know that class is a Java keyword, so you should not use class as a variable name. Also, you should not use hyphens. Okay, hyphen also is not allowed. And then you see that names are case sensitive. Age and the age are different. This is completely lowercase, right? This we are using an uppercase for a alone, so this will also showing an error. Okay, so you not use like that. Okay, so now we are going to see the most important topic, typecasting. Okay, what is typecasting? Typecasting means you have to with the help of typecasting we are converting one type of data into another type of data. Okay, you will have two types: the implicit widening as well as the explicit narrowing. Okay, these are the two types of typecasting. So this is the way. This is the order. This is a widening. Widening means what? Smaller to larger, smaller to larger. This side is the widening side. This will going down to high. Okay, and then explicit is larger to smaller. This is going up to down. Okay, so now we will be seeing the typecasting through some practical examples. Okay, so that you guys all never forgot this concept. Okay, I will switch over to our IntJ. Okay, now I'm using a int age is equal to 50. Okay, I print the age. I'll print my ages. Okay, when I am run this code means I'll get the output. You guys are going to see your output in your console terminal. My age is 50. Okay, so while I am changing my age to age will be 60. Okay, 60 means it simply replace. It will not showing an any error. It simply replace the 50 to 60. So I said that variable name is not fixed, right? So for example, your bank balance is 1000. Someone is depositing you 500 rupees means it will automatically convert 1500. Likewise, only this also works. Okay, this is some simple example I said. Okay, now we are going to implement them. Typecasting. Okay, first we are going to see explicit typecasting. Okay, now we are going to see explicit typecasting. Explicit means what? It will be going larger to smaller. Okay, higher to Lower. Okay. What's a higher data type? I'm using int. Okay. Int is a higher data type. Its a value is a 50. Okay. Semicolon is necessary. Okay. Then we are going to smaller data type is byte. Byte. Okay. B. Okay. Now byte age is equal to, I'm assigning the value age. Okay. And now I am printing ages means I'm assigning age is equal to 50 and assigning this 50 to ages, and I'm printing this one is now you see what output will be shown in the terminal. Okay. So see Java incompatible types. Okay. Possible lossy conversion. So now you guys know that you think that one small container and then one is a large container. The large container carries the small container, right? Because it has a large space. But it is not possible that the small container carries the large container, right? That is the logic applied here. This is a small one. The byte is a small one. It cannot assign this large age into this byte. Okay. It cannot get this age inside this, so that only we are so get rid of this error, we are using a type casting. So what I am done now is I will convert this age. Okay, I'll give ages. I will convert this age into byte. Okay, I convert the int data type to byte data type. Okay, I will simply convert byte and I will convert age. Okay, now I am running this code. Okay, now I am running this. See, the output 50 will be shown without any errors. Okay, so this is how we have to convert the data type. Okay, I'll convert this age to byte. Okay, this is an explicit. This is an explicit conversion. Implicit conversion is very simple. I'll explain. Okay. I will explain the implicit. Okay, implicit. Implicit means what? Implicit means lower to higher, right? Lower means byte. Byte b is equal to 50. And then int is a higher data, right? Int a is equal to b. Okay, int a equal to b. Now we are going to assign the byte is a small value. Small value can be inside the large. Okay. Okay. Now can be inside the large value. So out I will printing a here. Okay. So without any error. Okay, without any error, I receive my output as 50. So I'll change the value because before also I will give 50, I will give 80. So without any error, it will be shown as 80. Okay, this is how you have to convert the type of data. Okay. So this is very simple. Okay, you have to remember this is an important thing. Okay, so next we are going to explain the real world example. Okay, so in a student management system we use multiple data types, right? When your ma'am has to fill a Google sheet, you have to enter name, age, grade, positive. So these are the types of data. So these are the values. Okay, these are the values. These are the variable name, age, grade, positive, variable name, string, it, character, boolean. These are the data types. Okay, so you have to remember variable store and manages data. You have 5 primitive data types. Following naming conventions strictly, typecasting converts one data type to another data type. Okay, so guys, thank you for your patience. Thank you so much for listening. So stay curious, learn with Life Changes Academy. So bye, see you with the next video.